talking about magic. Do you believe in magic in a young boy's heart? Or however it goes. Do you believe in magic? Because if you ask me, I see a lot of people at work when it comes to magic. Let me put it this way. And that's so funny. The devil's flipping out. The devil is flipping out. That can that can mean so many different things. Like the devil's flipping out of the deck. The devil is quite literally flipping out. But the reason why I want to talk about magic is because I've been noticing, this is crazy, y'all. I just started shuffling. The thing about magic is there are two sides to the same coin. And a lot of people are very deterred, very scared of magic because they know how real it really is. Let me keep shuffling. Almost got distracted for a second. I feel like somebody is trying to use spell work to distract you. And what made me want to talk about this topic was that for the past week or so, I've been noticing little signs here and there outside of me that confirmed my suspicions about somebody trying to use dark works against me and things like that. Now, this may sound crazy. You know, people are like, there are people out there that don't believe in this sort of thing. They don't believe in magic. But magic is quite simple. It's the four elements. And I'm hearing this. Somebody likes the movie Fifth Element. So this may apply to you if that rings true for you. But it's all the elements, the power of the mind, and faith. That's all magic is. And it's up to the person who wields that power to choose what side they're going to be on. In life, there are two sides to everything, good and bad, happy and sad, sane and insane, you know. And we notice with these sorts of polar opposites, there's a thin line between the two of them, a very thin line. And you got to know the rules behind that which it is you so choose to do. Okay. So back to what I was touching on, right? I was noticing for the past week that these little signs kept coming up, showing me that somebody is actively trying to work against me. And you guys could be experiencing the same thing. What these people or person or what have you, whatever they may think about me, they got it wrong. And as I'm saying this, I feel like this applies to all of you watching me that are on the right side of things. Meaning that you don't go around trying to hex people. You don't go around trying to curse people. You don't even do any sort of blood offerings. Sacrifices. You're not into that. See, if you're anything like me, you focus on protection, attraction, success, empowerment, progression, refinement, keeping yourself guarded from the powers that be around you. And I'm going to go ahead and lay these cards out. We'll get to them in a minute. But we've got the moon reversed and the tower coming out. The moon reversed and the tower coming out. So I started noticing more and more people be revealed to me as those that don't even walk the line. They don't even teeter on it. They're just all for the self, and they want to watch the world burn. They want to see others go down. And see, the dangerous part about that, because there are injustices that happen throughout life, some of these feelings are warranted in certain situations, but some people take things a little too far. And I feel like that's what's taking place with a lot of us here. See, these people do believe in rituals and sacrificial rituals, things like that, harming others to quote unquote please these gods that they think that they're working with that are supreme beings. But yes, they may grant you power temporarily, but when they come back to collect, that's a different story. So you really have to know what you're working with before you work with it. And a lot of these types of people don't understand what they're working with before they work with it. A lot of these people get so caught up in the ego that they completely miss the mark. It may be successful temporarily, but I'm telling you, it's not going to end well. And I feel like a lot of people around us are realizing that. The reason why I mentioned what I noticed the past week, and I'm going to cut the deck here actually. Let me cut the deck. I'm going to leave it there. So the reason why I mentioned what I've seen the past week is because it was a succession of things that I knew was specifically tailor-made to counteract what it is that I've been achieving in my life and what it is that I've been working towards in life. And the good thing that I noticed, because at first I was getting pissed off. I'm like, who the fuck, what is all of this? Instead of getting caught up in the emotion like I usually would have, I'm like, I'm seeing it in real time. I'm actually seeing, I'm like I could see moments in time, quite literally, where somebody was actually trying to actively work against me. And so one thing I've learned throughout life is people won't attack something unless that thing that they're attacking is making waves. Let's put it like that. They wouldn't try to attack you if you're not out here making waves and making moves. So that was my first indicator that, dang, I guess, little by little, all my steps that I've been taking to move forward, they're actually manifesting for me in a bigger way than maybe I had even anticipated. And things, of course, I know throughout life, things are going to, happen, or whatever. Things may not go according to plan with certain things, right? But there's a difference with that sort of aspect of things. Like, oh, that's life, that's going to happen, compared to literally witnessing in real time, like people trying to speak certain things over you, people trying to put certain things in your head so then it gets in your subconscious, so you're replaying it, or even your conscious and you're replaying your conscious to where it gets solidified in the subconscious and then it starts to manifest in your life. I've literally witnessed people even on this platform that do it, or at least try to, in my case. I could see the play from a mile away. They want, people like that, they want their target to believe or start to believe that they're not good enough, so they don't continue moving forward and making moves and making waves. But the good thing about what I noticed this past week is that I noticed it in real time. It's no longer affecting me. I'm no longer ruminating on it. I'm no longer prolonging, the effects of it, because the way that a spell works is if somebody puts something in your mind and you're letting that fear and anxiety and you're giving your power away to the person that's speaking to you and trying to, manipulate you and all that, you're giving away your power and you're giving it mind power, which then gives it life. That is one thing I know for sure. And the difference now with me is that I can see it in real time. But when I started to see these things, this opposition, so to speak, I had already done what I needed to do. I am already doing everything I need to do to protect myself. I'm not going out here hexing and cursing people. I'm not going out here looking for people to harm so I can get their blood, so I can then appease these, which, let's be realistic, they're demons. If you're having to give blood from a living being, that is not the type of deity you need to be working with. Because I'm going to tell you right now, they'll work with you for a minute, but then they're going to work on you. Okay? So, this is what I mean by that thin line between the polar opposites, two sides of the same coin. Which side are you going to be on? See, and some people like to pervert the meaning of magic, right? Some like to only demonize it so you then don't seek to empower yourself and to learn for yourself and to see for yourself what you can do to protect yourself from, dark witches, dark wizards, whatever, right? Whatever they want to call themselves, covens. I've noticed more and more, I've had to deal with several covens. And, I was completely ignorant to how to safeguard myself and my progress in life. And I wasn't, as adamant about trying to watch what I listen to. I'm listening to the gossip or the, whatever, just dealing with entertainment back in the past. I used to watch a lot more content like that. And it fed into the problem. Like all these outside things that may not have anything to do with the specifics of who did the spell, what the spell is, when they did it, how they did it, why they did it. These things can feed into it. It all ties together, right? If you don't know the self, if you don't know who you are, if you don't know what side you're on, and if you don't know what deities you're working with, especially when you come against someone like me, and I know a lot of people are like, there are a lot of fake chosen ones. No, I don't think that they're fake chosen ones. I think they're chosen ones of the demonic side. And then there's chosen ones of God's side. I am a chosen one of God. God chose me. I'm not here to prove if I'm chosen to another person. I'm not here to prove that I'm chosen to the world. You have to know who you are and what side you're on and what your why is. Remember, we talked about you got to know your why behind doing something. But then besides knowing the why, you got to know the rules. For example, I'll give you an example. When I was much younger and much dumber, I was in a desperate place in life. For the life of me, I couldn't figure out what I wanted in life, who I was, my value. That's the biggest thing. I had no idea of my own value. And so I'm just going every which way the wind blows at this point, which is, I mean, it's cool to an extent if you're out having fun. Yeah, that type of ideology is fine. But throughout life, you can't just be going every which way. But anywho, so at this time, I found myself in a very desperate place, in a toxic relationship, not knowing my worth enough to walk away. Some people are like, oh, I got to hex or curse my ex. You don't have to do that. They're already damning themselves. If you know yourself as a practitioner, let's say it like that. If you view yourself as a practitioner of sorts, and you're out here actively trying to hex and curse people and thinking that's not going to come back to you, it is. You may not, you're thinking, oh, I specifically said this in the spell, none of those things happen to me. Yeah, but there are certain things that are probably happening in your life that you're attracting in your life as a result from trying to curse and hex somebody. Especially somebody like me, because let me tell you something, with me and my ancestors already had it from the beginning. When I awakened to my own power, girl, let me tell you, it it happens a lot quicker. Let's just put it like that. Justice happens a lot quicker for me when I awaken to my own power. But let me tell you something. Some people may not have that. Some people may not know where to look to even know if they have that, right? Some people may be so disconnected from themselves and their souls that they don't have access to their own ancestors, right? And so with this in mind, I just feel like, there are a lot of people out here that think that they need to curse you and hex you and speak negative, things over your life over and over and over. I see that a lot with these videos on YouTube. Not all of them, but a good amount of them. They're just they may be saying things that you're really dealing with, right? But it's just negativity and then the repetition of it. And then they keep harping on that topic, never saying anything good about what you can do to better your situation. I started noticing that. I'm like, why are they only talking about the problems? They're never talking about solutions. Why are they always talking about how somebody looks rather than trying to look for the good in some things? And then it's like, I had to realize that that's not really a reflection of the person they're talking about. If they're out here talking smack, it's really a reflection of who they are on the inside. So if they feel like if they feel the need to have to tell somebody that they're overweight, as if mirrors don't exist, or they feel the need to have to say, oh, you're ugly, or, oh, I have more followers than you, as if we don't have eyeballs to see that. And but the confusing part to me is people like that, especially using magic as a tool. I mean, can you just imagine the dumb shit, the fuck shit that's going on? So with all of that said, you get where I'm coming from. Hell, I've even dealt with, exes in my past who I knew for sure, they tried to give me a ring. And then they took it back and they're putting it on altars and they're doing all this other stuff. And they know how to do sex magic and all. And I knew what was going on, but the shit didn't work. So just little examples like that, right? So back to my little story real quick, because this is important, especially if you're dealing with it. I'll give you that example that I kind of segued from for a second there, right? I was in that toxic relationship, as stated before, where I was desperate. I didn't know my worth, and we had been together so long. I'm just like, I don't know if I can do it without them. We had gone through so much together. I mean, we'd gone through a lot together, damn near everything together. So you can only imagine just how hard that was to, I guess, come to terms with the fact that it needed to end, and it needed to end a long time ago. And that it was partially on me because, I didn't know my worth. You see how that kind of ties together? So in this moment of desperation, this is when I was a lot younger and dumber, as we were starting a second before, and I did a love spell. And I told the person about it. I already broke it off and everything. I removed it and did everything I needed to do once I learned that I royally messed up. But I was desperate. I had no clue about the spiritual laws that existed. I had no clue the repercussions that came with certain things surrounding love spells, right? And I'll give you an example of why in just a minute. I think I did a come to me or come back to me spell or something like that. And he did. I didn't even, like, there were doubts within me. And I was like, I didn't know if it would manifest. And I was just so desperate and hurt and just all over the place. I was a mess, honey. Okay. I mean, just please don't judge me. I judge myself already. But anyhow, young and dumb. Remember that. I think I was like 17 still at this time. And so I just remember that he did come back, but the same problems remained. And then over time, it started feeling like this person was no longer who I knew them to be. Like, not at all. In a way that it was just like the things that happened with that situation, it was very clear. It was abundantly clear to me that something was very wrong. And it was, a big part of it was that love spell that I did. And so along my journey, I'm learning a little bit more about the spiritual laws. And the big one that I didn't factor in there in my desperation, never do magic when you're feeling desperate. Learned the hard way. But anyway, this is just a cautionary tale. But I'm just telling you, I realized or learned as I was progressing in my knowledge of magic and all of that, I learned, oh my God, free will, if you manipulate someone's free will in that way, a specific person's free will in that way, that is a penalty, so to speak, for those that watch sport. It's a flag for those of y'all that watch sport. It's a personal foul for those of y'all that watch sports or whatever. You get what I'm saying? Like it's one of those big no-nos that you just don't do, honey. Okay? And so anyway, like I was really trying to but anyway, that's my point. So I had to learn later on, after it was already done, in my desperate young and dumb state, I realized, oh my God, I got to take this off. I gotta find a way to remove it, because I started noticing certain things in my own life that made me want to go to him. And I knew for a long time, this is not what I want. This is not what I deserve. So I had to remove it. And I told that person what happened. I apologized and all that good stuff. I was young and dumb, but I felt like, what, you need to be honest about what happened. And you need to fix it. And the way I fixed it was I removed it. What I learned is, if you do any type of spell on a specific person, especially, and you have either ill intent and or you're trying to manipulate their free will in some way, whether it's for love, maybe you're not trying to harm them, maybe it's for love, or maybe you're not trying to, cause them pain, you're just trying to manipulate them in some way to be attracted to you or whatever. And it's a specific person, like you're manipulating that person's free will. And that's going to come back on you, period. It just is. Whether you believe it or not, there's people out there that don't believe in karma. Okay, but the people like that, they usually have a whole bunch of shit that they think is just happening to them for no reason. When really, if you know the person, you start to kind of connect the dots and be like, no, it's because of the shit that you've been doing. Because some of these stories that you're telling me about and complaining about are very reminiscent of the shit that either you did to me or shit that you did to someone we both knew or whatever, right? This is what I feel like is going on. And so I'm going to jump into this reading, guys, because I'm not trying to drag this out. I know that I be dragging these readings out, but girl, if it's for the collective and if it's me doing the reading, girl, oh, we going in, girl. We going deep in, for real. So back to the point. I told you that the moon reversed came out and the tower came out while we were in the middle of shuffling. I cut the deck before we started going on and on and on, but trust me, there's going to be some words of wisdom in there, okay? So whatever. But the point is, when I cut the deck, we're starting with the first cut. We got the Queen of Cups reversed. So automatically, I'm going to start with this. Matter of fact, let me lay it out. Let me go ahead and lay it out because I know this is going to be at the top anyway. Okay? It's going to be at the top anyway. So let's do this here. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. So we're gonna do this swiftly and promptly. So this Queen of Cups reversed, honey, like I feel like you guys are intuitively picking up on so many different lies that have been told about you, told to you. You're picking up intuitively on certain people, places, and things even that are extremely dangerous. They may be, appearing as though they're really nice, and, maybe they are expressing how they're attracted to you, and, maybe they're even busting out the, damn, I've been thinking about you, and oh my God, I've never met anyone like this type of thing, right? But really, on the cool, this person is the devil. Now, this represents Capricorn energy. Some of you guys could be dealing with a Capricorn, but I feel like this particular person that is trying to either use some sort of magic to bind you to them. This is what I was talking about. This is what I was talking about, right? About my situation earlier. This is kind of crazy how it's tying together. Okay, but the point is, I tried to bring someone specific back to me. I feel like somebody is specifically choosing you and working on you in that way. Now, I'm going to say this right here, right now. I am a Capricorn sun girl, and let me just clarify this. I told y'all about what I did in the past and learned the hard way. Bitch, you will never catch me doing that again to anybody specific, nor have I ever really felt the need to do that to anybody specific. I realized later on in life that shit is hella desperate. That shit is ratchet as hell, to be honest with you. Like, it's super controlling, and it's just not cute. And I certainly wouldn't want to be with somebody that I have to do that to. I learned that the hard way. Like, finding my worth, girl, changed the game, even when it comes to magic. So just want to clarify that. But there is somebody here that is trying to either use sex magic on you, okay, using demons, okay, working with literal demons. These are the type of practitioners I'm talking about. That's what's going on in the background. And it could be a water sign, sun sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And I feel like somebody is trying to use the times where maybe you're drinking with them to work against you. I even see somebody trying to use the moon to work against you, like full moon spells. Like, that's what I'm seeing. We saw that magician earlier, and that's what led to this whole tangent about nuggets of wisdom that I'm sure that you received. But the point is, I see some of y'all shaking your head in the back. No, whatever. But anyway, girl, I just feel like somebody is getting caught up with the situation. Like, this could be a situation where there are multiple people, like literal Satanists. And I see that you've already seen the truth. The truth has been exposed to a situation here. And maybe it could even be a situation where people were, utilizing dark works against you. And this is what I'm saying. Like, when I was telling you guys earlier about me noticing in real time, just little signs where, either somebody's trying to throw psychic attack, or, somebody's trying to speak something over your life and doing stuff in the background to, like, even just talking to you. They're trying to swap destinies with you. I'm even hearing, like, I feel like people like that, people that are into curses, hexes, and all of that stuff, these are the people that have been at work and now they're being exposed. At this point in time, I feel like, be wary of, dealing with anybody in the evenings. I keep getting that, because, and even during full moons, because I really feel like somebody is out here trying to either get you to sleep with them or what have you, which is kind of funny because, there was an old house I used to stay in, and I met the old owner of the house because they ended up selling the house or whatever. And, he was telling me the story about how he buried some lady's underwear. in the yard. They're not married anymore, but you see what I mean? Like, stuff like that. That's what I feel like is happening here. And this person was telling me, like, they're no longer together and whoop de whoop de whoop. And they seemed lost when they spoke. The way they spoke, they just seemed a little lost. And this is what I mean. Like, people like this, I feel like something is backfiring. When I look at this picture, and somebody is trying to curse, hex, vex, anything that's trying to cause you harm, anything that involves, trying to do sex, sex magic on you and stuff like that, using demons and stuff like that. Some people know what they're working with. Some people know that they're working with demons. And they're trying to act like they're good, or they would never do that. But really, in the background, that's what they're doing. Or they'll try to act like they're your friend. They're really cool with you. And this is what I've been noticing the past week too. Like, some of the people that I felt like were trying to do these things to me, it just seemed like, it's like, come on, we don't get along. Come on, I already see through you. You know what I mean? Like, why are you trying, like, you already, I'm thinking in my head, like, come on, I know that you were just running your mouth with them subliminals, trying to speak subliminally, talk down on me and shit, specifically saying things that I've said, in passing or whatever, and then speaking to everybody else, about it, but blatantly ignoring me when I say it, different things like that. I feel like this is the type of energy that's coming through. And I'm like, why are these people trying to talk to me? Is it because they just want my energy? They want my attention? And attention is currency. Like, your energy is currency. And I just feel like somebody is getting caught up here. Like, I feel like you're keeping to yourself because, you weren't really seeing a return on your investment. So let's say this, like, some people that are dealing with literal demonic entities, they not only had it backfire on them, but now whatever they did to you may have temporarily affected you in some way. Now it's not. It's not. And you become disillusioned with who these people are. Like, you see the truth. These people are getting caught the fuck up. They're getting caught in their lies. Somebody's getting caught in their lies. Or caught, withholding pertinent information, stuff like that. And especially when it comes to the people where it's like you've been doing all the giving, and you haven't really gotten anything back. I feel like at this point, you're just focused on what you have in front of you. Straight up. I see 777 here. Somebody could use 777. This could be in reference to the person that did do spell work on you. And that's crazy because I know somebody that literally uses 777, but I can tell they work with demonic forces. That's why it would never work with us. It was never going to work anyway. It was just I had to learn as I went because I didn't want to just assume, but over time, it was very clear. This could be what this is in reference to. Somebody tried to use sex magic on you. Somebody tried to do money spells on you to where you wouldn't have, long-term security for yourself. And that's already broken. It's backfiring on them. I see the sun reversed. We've got Leo coming out. Somebody that you've been communicating with, where you're just getting this weird vibe. You know that they're lying to you and hiding things from you about something. You know that this person or these people are dangerous. You know that these people are actual Satanists here. They worship the devil. That is who I'm seeing here. You could have blocked somebody here because, especially when it comes to family, people in the workplace, and your relationships, there seems to be at least 7 people here. where you decided, you know what? I'm good. I don't want to be around you. You become disillusioned to what they've been trying to do. This is kind of like the energy that I was telling y'all about in the beginning, right? Where I'm seeing in real time the opposition, the spiritual opposition that they were trying to throw my way. You see through him. You see through them. And they know that you see through them. They know that it's over. What they tried to do to you behind your back, it's done. And it's because you decided to turn down all of these different offers where you knew, something ain't right with this one. Something not right. You know, you just seeing through every last one of them, one by one by one. And they were trying to cause confusion. They wanted you to think that maybe it was just the way that you were seeing things. But really, they knew what they were doing. And they were trying to talk to you just to keep track of what it was that they were doing in the background. Like when it comes to magic and all of that. They were gossiping. They weren't really your friend for real. They were trying to distract you. Now that you know what's up, now that you know for sure, and now that you're staying focused on your future and what you have in front of you, your work, you're working hard to build your business. You're working hard to build your vision. You're working hard to work, whatever it is that you do at work. You are working hard in every sense of the word with everything that you do. And this is not stopping you. Like, all of this is behind you. The way that it's placed right now, you're looking like this while everything, the devil, the moon reversed in the tower, that's all behind you. That is all behind you. You broke free. You broke free. The devil is a lie. You broke free. Hell, it might be quite literally the devil himself trying to affect you. For some of you, in the form of these witches and wizards. That could also be what's going on. People possessed by, girl, I'm getting so much with that one. But the advice is Queen of Swords. You know what's going on. You know what needs to be said, what needs to be done, and who needs to be cut from the tea, so to speak. And the advice is, facts over feelings with this situation. Facts over feelings with this situation. That's what I'm hearing. Speak from a factually based point of view. And that is exactly what's helping you to cut through all of this bullshit. Just straight up. I mean, look, like, at first you were confused. You didn't know who to choose. You didn't know where to go, what to do. The outcome is, no, you broke free from the fog, so to speak. You broke free from the lies. The things that were illegally done. Those that have done illegal things. And these people know who they are. Knowing damn well if they got found out, which is why they got to fake the funk and wear a mask in some of these videos. And fake the funk and act like they really for you. But really they just looking to take from you. Really they just using that spot and position as a cover to appear as though they're trying to help you, but really in the background, they're probably doing spells over their videos to make you come back to watch their video. Like me, I just make the videos and that's it. When I started hearing that, I'm like, okay, I don't even want to go there, right? Facts over feelings, right? I see how I almost got caught up in my feelings. That is exactly how you have to do it. Facts over feelings. Girl, the fact of the matter is, none of that shit works on a real one. And real recognizes real. Trust and believe. And it's always the ones that are real that people are trying to demonize or try to project onto them. A lot of people project their shit on me. It's like, girl, I used to internalize it for real. I used to really be like, well, damn, because of course everybody has insecurities that they can play on, right? And I haven't worked through all of mine just yet, but as I'm working through them, I'm starting to notice, oh no, no. Why are you thinking of yourself in this way? Okay, that person may think this of you, but that has nothing to do with you as a person. Like, these people don't know you. I have to tell myself this. These people don't know you. These people are really trying to act like they could have heard all kinds of shit. Somebody could have made up a stream of lies. And they're like, oh, I know him. I've never met him, but I know him. That don't even make any sense. So the fact of the matter is, you have to be sure within yourself enough to know, you know what? I don't have to give my power away by being upset because somebody has an opinion of me. An opinion that doesn't matter at the end of the day, because number one, they don't know me, and number two, most of the time their opinion is very superficial in the grand scheme of things. These opinions, these negative opinions, are not helping me better myself. These negative opinions are not facts. You see what I'm saying? Facts over feelings. Somebody's getting caught up in their feelings here. This could even be family members, y'all. They didn't want you to have a long-lasting relationship. They didn't want you to have, any understanding. Like, they were really trying to attack everything that you had invested in. Put a lot of time in. What you're investing in now, and that's financially speaking and energetically speaking, is working for you. Somebody is guilty as fuck, bro. Somebody is guilty as fuck, and they know it. I feel like you guys broke the chains. Hell, it could even be a generational curse, quite literally, that has been broken in this situation. That's what I feel like. Hell, it could be a multitude of things because we are reading for the collective, but keep being like this. Keep speaking your truth. Keep standing up for what's right. They're already exposed. Now I feel like these people, because they invested so much money and time into trying to destroy you, that now them demons are coming back to collect from them. And now they're acting shocked, like, oh my God, oh my God. What do you mean, oh my God? You did all this cursing and hexing and vexing and felt so powerful and did all this fuck shit in the background to somebody that A, didn't deserve it, B, was innocent, and C, didn't do anything to you. Y'all weren't even on their radar. Now all of a sudden they're confused. What are you confused about? You better get unconfused. Somebody's trying to come back because they feel guilty. They're trying to alleviate their guilt because they know what they tried to do. I'm going to clarify these. I don't care. This is going to be long today. I'm going to clarify these. Girl, no. Somebody could have even tried to use a doll on you. Girl, that shit is over with. Let's clarify this right here. Somebody just wanted you to get bad news. Like, they just wanted you to be distracted from your vision. So you're not investing in yourself. That's done. That is so crazy. Seven of Swords reversed. So I see the Empress reversed. I don't know who this is. Somebody was really trying to spread lies. It could be somebody with children. Or somebody that lost a child. Maybe they still have children, but maybe they lost a child. I'm not trying to be harsh, but I'm calling out the energy that I'm seeing. Maybe they lost them to the system. Maybe they lost them. Just apply it to the situation here. I'm not trying to be rude about it. I'm just saying this, and the vibe I'm getting is just like, what the fuck is all of this? I feel like somebody is demonically possessed, and it could be somebody's mother, which is kind of crazy because, you know what, I'm not going to touch on that right here, but it could be somebody that's a Scorpio specifically, because we did see that Queen of Cups reversed. I do also see Pisces and Cancer sun signs as well. Girl, somebody's mother is lying to them about something. Girl, the more I do these readings, like, girl, this is, you know what? And I already knew it. But you know what? This ain't just about me, so let's keep it moving, right? The Death reversed. I feel like somebody is resisting change here. Like, they keep thinking that the same things are going to work on you. They keep thinking the same tactics are going to work on you. It's not. It's not. It's over with. Seven of Pentacles reversed. Guys, watch what you're investing in. You know, you guys could be investing in, you know, just material things, you know, because you're making a lot of money right now. You know, you're making a lot of money right now. But I feel like, look at all this together. So I see Taurus coming out, the Wheel of Fortune reversed, and the Ten of Pentacles upright. So I feel like somebody is not wanting you to have what you have, because I see this. You have money. You have the means to take care of what it is that you need to. You may not be as wealthy as these people may be, some of these people that do these dark works that we're talking about in these readings here, but that it's not a competition. It's not a fucking race. And if they really cared about humanity, they wouldn't be flashing their money around. They would be trying to give some back to the children or the poor or whatever. So that just tells who they are to begin with. They're just hoarding all these houses and cars. They don't give a shit about anybody. Why do we give a shit about people that don't give a shit about us? We got to stop that. But the point is, this Ten of Pentacles right here, you know, you've got money. Maybe you know, invested some of your money into, I feel like you've invested your time into somebody that just didn't, they were unequally yoked. They just didn't see eye to eye with you. There was no understanding, especially with people in the family. There was no understanding here. Somebody is lying. I see Taurus coming out. You know, a lot of strong family references with this Wheel of Fortune reversed. So somebody had something happen. I feel like somebody ended up going through something catastrophic. Something happened to somebody's child, or something happened to somebody here where something backfired and it fell on their child. This is generational. It has to be generational with this. And it was something that happened suddenly. Somebody may have been trying to send demons to fuck with you, to keep up with you. And it didn't, man, it didn't land. There could be a situation at work where something may have gotten exposed in the workplace. And I feel like somebody was not handling the money properly, and that's getting found out. Now somebody's having to invest all their money in a lawyer here to correct the issue. Or they're having to invest their money in some sort of organization or corporation here. Or maybe a corporation was investing some money into destroying something here, and it ended up backfiring. That's another thing that I'm seeing. Corporations family, and even churches. Churches that only cared about money, not the people. Organizations that only cared about the money, not the people. Now, granted, I understand business is business. You can't have feelings in business in a sense. But at the same time, if you want to be a business with longevity, a business with good faith and good conscience, and your hands are clean, and you don't have any debts and blah, blah, blah. Like, if you do things right, it'll sustain for a lifetime, centuries even. If you're for the people in a sense, then the people will be for you. But if you're out here using people, spiritual advisors I'm hearing, counselors even, those in psychology even, there are some people here that invested in something that is an abomination to God. And they know that. They know that. Definitely somebody from your childhood. So I'm seeing family. I'm seeing work. A lot of pentacles here. Let me see how many major arcana we have so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 so far. Somebody that is definitely... So this is what I'm hearing. So somebody's trying to say that you're evil and you're demonic, but really it's the person that's really demonic and evil is the person calling you that. Blame shifting. Basically. Knowing damn well. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie. That very much so rings true for me too. Like, there are so many people that be parading around like they just innocent and this and that and the third, but really in the background, man, woo, you can even see it in the way that they speak in their videos, the way that they are, their mindset, what they choose to talk about, how they talk about it, what they don't choose to talk, just little stuff like that. You could see a lot, at least in my eyes. I've learned a lot and gone through a lot to the point to where I know who you are based off of what you talk about, what you don't talk about, what's in between what you're talking about. I'm looking at your focus. I'm looking at whether you're really trying to speak life over people or are you just trying to condemn people all the time. And if you're always condemning everybody all the time, never having anything good to say about how to work against these things as such, like me, for example, I like to talk about, not just the issues, but I like to talk about the work that you're doing to work around it and the advice for it. Matter of fact, and while we're saying that, let's clarify that advice. Queen of Swords. I'm so glad that I came on here today. Something was trying to stop me from doing this video today, but you know what? I stood my ground, and this is exactly what the advice is telling you to do. Stand your ground. Speak your truth. Tell the truth and shame the devil, because, listen, all these people out here that's stalking, they listening hard. They trying to steal your ideas. Listen, I've dealt with that a lot. And then they be trying to talk shit like, oh, more than one person said the same thing. Listen, one thing I know, let me just put it like this. When certain people start talking about shit that you said only in private, and I understand technology is tracking you and all that, but that then goes to show you who some of these people are working for. How the fuck and why the fuck do you feel the need to say something that somebody else has said in private and only in private, but you use it in your videos? How is it that you change or whatever the case may be? They're trying to take your personality type shit while downing you at the same time. That's what I see here. They're trying to block your creativity. They're trying to block what you're trying to do here. So you stop doing it. That's what I see. These people are getting bad news, bro. These people are getting bad news, bro. They did too much. Entirely too much. over here stalking you. Especially if there's somebody, maybe a corporation or an organization with a lot of resources and capital to be able to get certain information that maybe the normal Jane and Joe would. Knowing that shit, that whole thing is done. It's done. They realize they invested all of this with no result. They did whatever they wanted to happen. It did not happen. It backfired is what happened. It backfired. The curses, the hexes backfired. The sex magic backfired. The bind them to me backfired. The come to me spells backfired. And I'm not trying to be rude about it because what did I tell y'all earlier? This is why I talked about this earlier. It happened to me. I had to learn the hard way. And realize, ooh, there are rules to this. Ooh, I need to realize that I'm also trying to take the role of God in a sense with some of these things that I was doing to certain people. Most of the time, you just need to let God, you know what I'm saying, do what he does. But when it comes to these witches and dark witches and dark wizards and all that shit, warlocks, dark warlocks, whatever, fighting fire with fire doesn't work. You got to fight darkness with light. You got to fight darkness with light. Show me this devil card. Stand your ground, you guys. You guys will come out on top of the competition. Somebody was really trying to, like, stop your shine, y'all. Somebody was trying to stop your shine. The devil. This is crazy. Okay, so we got cards flying out. I'm going to go ahead and grab them real quick, y'all. Real quick, like. Okay, so we have the Star, the Six of Pentacles reversed, and the Eight of Wands reversed. This is clarifying that some of y'all may have blocked a Capricorn because you're focused on healing and you saw that it was one-sided. And that's crazy because if you're a Capricorn dealing with a Capricorn, Lord, that girl, truer words. Okay, truer words. Right, quite literally. And so I spy with my little eye an 888 in the spread. With this Eight of Wands reversed, the Star, and the Eight of Pentacles reversed in the near future. And whenever I see 888 now, I know that that's specifically for me because Sage Lotus Tarot 888. Okay? But let me put it this way, you guys. Keeping to yourself is what's been helping you. Going within is what's been helping you. Focusing on healing, blessing, cleansing. Some of you guys could be quite literally using holy water, blessing water. Wow. You are healing because you decided to block. I'm telling you, you decided to block somebody here. You knew that they were lying to you. They were hiding something from you. Or it could go the other way around. Girl, the moon reverse. This is crazy. Girl, yeah. Eight of Cups now. Five of Cups, Knave of Cups. So somebody may have expressed, interest in you or whatever. Now they're feeling all abandoned. They're in deep regret for how they treated you, But you already, you see through it. You see through that apology. They're just trying to get you to give them what they really wanted, which was a booty call, or which was maybe your money or what your status or whatever. Whatever sort of version of the 7 deadly sins they want to choose from, they can choose from whatever. Hell, they might be appealing to all of these 7 deadly sins here. Greed, lust, envy, wrath, sloth, and you know the rest. I feel like you're showing a silent sense of strength in the face of these people that have been stalking you, that have been trying to steal your ideas. You finally made a decision to show your strength. Somebody confessed something here and it blew the whole thing up. Girl, this is crazy. Girl, yeah, so they see you working. They see you working hard. They see you still building, steady building. And I feel like they're looking back at you after you decided to put the wands down, like, because it was just too much. The stress became too much for other people here. But here you are, because this is clarifying the 8 of Pentacles. Here you are, you're still steady working, right? You're looking ahead of you, right? And then I feel like, let's put it like this. And I feel like there's somebody that's looking back at you, you know, happy that, you know, they caused a loss for you. Happy that they, you know, either you lost something, like maybe somebody made you lose a job here, or somebody made you lose, you know, your home or something like that. And now you're steady building. And now they're trying to bully you. Now they're trying to start arguments with you because they're really upset. Like they're trying to one-up you. They're trying to one-up you. And everybody that was, you know, going back and forth with them, you know, they finally just said, you know what, whatever, you know, because they have maybe more money, more status. So everybody else was like, oh, well, I guess I better give up. No, this is telling you stand your ground, honey. Stand your ground. I see this King of Swords. Matter of fact, show me this 7 of Wands. Stand your ground against these people throwing psychic attack your way. They're just trying to take the attention off of them. They're going to end up falling from grace, bro. All the illegal shit that they did, they're going to end up falling from grace, bro. 7 of Wands. I want a clear answer for that one. 7 of Wands. Yep. So strength and the 2 of Wands came back out again. Be patient. Continue to speak your truth. Continue to stand your ground. You will come out on top of the competition. These people are just trying to bully you to get you to put the wands down because they've been able to do that with everybody else. It could be a Sagittarius for some of you. Somebody with anger issues. Somebody that's ego tripping. They're ego tripping. Show me this 6 of Swords reversed. Like they really think that they're the most powerful, best looking, like just God's gift to man. That's what they think. They think that they're God's gift to man. And that they're better than everybody. That's what they feel. Somebody's trying to come back, but you already closed the door with the situation. And they're resisting that. Like you're done. You've been done with them. Like you're not ever going to allow them to come back. And now they're stuck on you about it because you decided to take a leap of faith. You're good. Yeah, these people are really just, they don't want to, they don't want to stop trying to harm you. But they're not stopping you from getting where you're trying to go. They're not stopping you from building. These people that are gossiping about you, these people that are, trying to distract you with gossip and all this other stuff. And that's not, they're just trying to cause pain. They're trying to make you feel bad about yourself. They're trying to make you cry. They're trying to make you, angry. Girl, you see through all of that. Like, you're not dealing with it. And we're going to wrap this up with this. Show me the 7 of Cups. Okay. So the Fool came back out again, but I'm going to shuffle it again because that was a little too quick and I wasn't done asking. 7 of Cups reverse, please. So I feel like it could be a Gemini that some of you guys are dealing with because I see the Lovers reversed and the 2 of Swords reversed. So you're no longer indecisive. Like, you're no longer torn about what you want to do. You made a decision to only focus on people that are working towards the same things as you. But I see this Lovers reversed. So you could have had multiple choices. You could have had like a whole bunch of people like telling you that they wanted to be with you, but really they just wanted sex. You saw through it. For example, I'll tell you this. So I had a guy try to ask me out on a date and wanted the date to be at his place. And this has happened more than once with more than one dude. They put no effort into coming up with a place to go. I would think, hey, let's go get something to eat and maybe, I don't know, get something to eat, get drinks or something in a public place. Not, let's go to your house for the first time meeting. I even had one try to give me what they called a tincture. I don't know what that is. I'm not drinking that. And he had the nerve to get mad at me because I didn't drink it. I don't have to drink substances from somebody that I had just met offline. Why would I just blindly drink that? And then why would you think that I'm so stupid to do something like that anyway? Are you out of your fucking mind? That's an insult to my intelligence, number one. Number two, the fact that you thinking your place was a good idea, but you like me though. Get the fuck out of here, girl. All of them are blocked. So yes, this very much so applies, girl. But because you moved forward and you're focused on what's in front of you, somebody is not happy about it. But you're no longer indecisive. Like, you see straight through them. You see through a lot of people. It could be more than just dating. Even people that act like they want to be cool with you. It's like, what do they really want? They want something. So you made a decision to focus on self-love right now. There's somebody here that just, girl, they're in a situation where it's unrequited love. Like, just straight up. It's just pure lust. Somebody is blinded by lust. They don't really have any love to give either. Girl, you were at the crossroad and now you're the Fool. Taking a leap of faith into the unknown, into a new path, into the open road. Clear and free of any blockages. Girl, all I know is whoever really tried to get you jammed up, they will see their day. Continue doing you, because what you're doing is working. Because we saw that Magician upright. See, you're working on mastering the self. You are working towards, manifesting and using the resources and the elements to your favor to protect yourself, to attract love, not holding down a specific person, not trying to hex people and do all. No, you're focused on doing works that attract luck and blessings to you, that clear the way. Like if anybody's trying to cross you, if anybody's trying to do anything like that, you're able to break free from that. And you have broken free. Matter of fact, I'll do you one better. Clarify this, Lovers reversed. Yeah, a lot of people are going to get let go in a certain situation. Wow. Girl, if this ain't, girl, this is crazy. 10 of Cups, 9 of Cups. Clarifying the outcome with the Lovers. So that decision that you made, everything that you set forth, you are blessed, girl. Oh my God. The outcome is you are blessed. You took that leap of faith. You didn't want to get involved with these types of people here. You didn't feed into the arguments. You didn't let the bullying get to you. You didn't let them get in your head. And girl, whatever you've been praying for, hoping for, wishing for, since you decided to go away from these real demonic people, girl, I'm telling you, like, love is entering your life. Everything that you had prayed for is entering your life. And everybody that needs to fall away is falling away. Somebody's trying to resume something with you because they want to use you for money. They want to use you for clout. Somebody's tired of being alone. They just want somebody to sleep with. You made it. You saw through that shit. And you were like, no, I choose me. Because I know my worth now. And that's very important to know early on. Before, I didn't know my worth and was susceptible to any and everything. Now I know my worth. And no, I will not be just saying, yeah, let's go to your place for a first fucking date. Are you serious? Honey. And on that note, y'all keep doing what you're doing. Okay? Everything is working out in your favor. These people are going to try to, cause conflict for you because they're mad. They're mad that what they did backfired and they're not seeing any results to trying to, curse you and hex. None of those curses and hexes, none of those things are working and they're not going to work. So with that said, you guys, stay strong, stay focused, and most importantly, until next time, stay blessed, not stressed. Peace and love.